After studying this module, you shall be able to know about the heavy metal soil contamination, learn the various sources of heavy metals causing soil pollution, gain information about the toxicity and health hazards of certain metals like lead, cadmium, mercury, arsenic and chromium, and identify the prevention and control measures of metal contaminated soil. Society is a partnership not only between those who are living, but between those who are living, those who are dead, and those who are to be born. Edmund Burke once said in 1790, "Soil is an essential component of our environment and its quality can be maintained by land management." We have already discussed about certain urban and industrial activities that cause soil degradation, and this module emphasizes upon the sources of heavy metal soil contamination and their effect on the environment and the mankind. Let us see the pollution from heavy metals. The problems of pollution from heavy metals affects the whole population and considers all the three receiving sections. The principal emission sources come from the industries such as petrochemicals, extractive, metallurgy, mechanic, chemicals and ceramic. However, the current module mainly emphasizes on the heavy metal soil pollution and its adverse effects. Metal as soil pollutants. Metals are the natural substances that are found in the soil at low levels. Nevertheless, the metals emitted by the processes such as mining, manufacturing, and the use of synthetic products result in contamination in urban and agricultural soils. They remain in the soil indefinitely as the metals don't degrade. Excess concentration of heavy metals in soil by direct or indirect means can transfer through food chain and are toxic for human health and environment. The problems associated with continuous exposure to heavy metal results in mental lapse due to lead. Cadmium affects kidney, liver and gastrointestinal tract. Arsenic leads to the skin poisoning, affects kidney and central nervous system, and many more diseases are possible due to excess metal. Acute toxicity from heavy metal is possible through ingestion or skin contact, although it's found in rare cases. The problem causing metallic elements exist in soil as positively or negatively charged species. Mercury, cadmium, lead, nickel, copper, zinc, chromium and manganese are cations in the soil. On the other hand, arsenic, molybdenum, selenium and boron are the anionic compounds in the form of arsenates, molybdates, selenides and borates. Sources of metal pollution. Natural and anthropogenic, both the sources are responsible for environmental pollution which are hazardous to environment. Some of the natural sources include volcanoes, forest fires, seepage from rocks into water, sea salt sprays, etc. These are significant, but it is human activity that are more responsible for an increase in the metals into the environment. Some of such activities include mining, in which if land is not properly managed during mining, it becomes useless for other purposes due to the high metal levels. Second, the fossil fuel combustion. Metals are emitted during the fossil fuels combustion. Metal particulates contaminates the land by settling onto it. Next, the municipal and industrial wastewater treatment plants. They are the another source of metal pollutants to water. Next, the metal containing waste from industries like electroplating, tanneries, textiles, etc. disposed of on the land and the water are another source of metal pollution. Fertilizers, pesticides, sewage, sludge and animal waste applied to the soil also have higher metal concentration and natural soil levels, thereby causing metal pollution. Now let us see the toxicity of certain metals. Metal toxicity is a deadly effect of certain metals in definite forms and doses on life form. Some of the metals are very toxic as they form soluble compounds poisonous in nature. Some toxic metals replicate the action of essential elements in the body, thereby interfere with the metabolic processes to cause illness. It includes cadmium, lead, mercury and radioactive metals. Now let us see the toxicity caused by lead. The Minnesota State Legislature has recognized 100 ppm of lead as a bare soil standard. The Environmental Protection Agency of United States and most other states uses more than 100 ppm level of lead. Around 300 ppm level is used based on risk measures on eating of soil by young children. Since the soil lead is not taken by plants in large quantities, therefore the level of lead in soil is not dangerous for plants. Generally, the soil having total lead levels less than 300 ppm is safe, but as the level increases, it results in lead poisoning via food chain. Now we'll see what are the sources of lead. The sources of lead contamination are paint containing lead, as the paint chips from old building mix with the soil and contaminate it. The lead from auto emissions, mining, smelting, coal burning, electric power plants, lead acid batteries and incinerators. In present time, the level of lead in paints and gasoline is quite low, but once it gets deposited on soil, it can persist for a long time. Therefore, to some extent, these are the source of lead contamination. Generally, the lead is not absorbed by plants, but if soil contains high lead content, plants can take up some amount of it. It is estimated that some crops like corn, beans, squash, tomatoes, strawberries and apples are not readily contaminated by lead, but leafy vegetables such as lettuce and root crops like carrots are likely to be contaminated by the lead in high concentration. Now we'll see what are the health effects caused by lead exposure. Exposure of lead, especially in children, results in a variety of adverse health effects. Drinking water contaminated by lead can affect the mental and physical development of infants and children. On the other hand, young children show slight demotion in their learning abilities. In adults, the continuous exposure of lead may result in kidney and high blood pressure problems. They can also have fertility problems and cataracts. Other symptoms are abdominal pain, anemia and lessons of central and peripheral nervous system. Now we'll see the another metal, that is arsenic. The lethal dose of ingested arsenic trioxide is about 1 to 3 mg per kg body weight for adults, while even a lower exposure of 1 to 4 mg per day can cause serious health hazards, including fatalities in small children. The concentration of arsenic is highest in the contaminated water. From many years, coal-based power plants, ore smelting operations and inorganic arsenic chemicals that are used in agriculture results in contamination of soil in local areas by introducing arsenic oxides. The inorganic arsenical pesticides and oxides of arsenic, when incorporated into the soil under oxidation conditions, get converted into arsenates. In some properties, the arsenate ions is similar to orthophosphate and can be absorbed by iron and aluminium components. This will affect the deposition of arsenic in soils and hence its availability to the plants. Smelting industries contributes in arsenic exposure. Also, the microelectronic industries, coal power plants, use of pesticides and glass manufacturing treat arsenic as a preservative. Now we'll see what are the health effects caused by arsenic exposure. Arsenic is said to be a slow killer. The allergy on the hands and feet are symptoms of arsenic exposure, which can even turn into gangrenous and cancerous level. Its exposure can also attack the internal organs of the body like the lungs and kidneys, which can result in cancer. Signs of arsenic intoxication also include nausea, headache and severe abdominal pain due to damage to the gastrointestinal mucous membranes, violent vomiting and diarrhea caused by paralysis of capillary control in the intestinal tract. Eventually, the gastrointestinal epithelium may be slugged off, followed by a decreased blood volume, decreased blood pressure, disturbed heart function, failure of vital cardiovascular and brain functions, and ultimately death. Cadmium. Cadmium concentration in commercial phosphate fertilizer has been reported in the range of 1 to 91 mg per kg. The cadmium content of seawater vary from 0.05 to 0.12 microgram per liter. It is one of the most dangerous heavy metal as its exposure to the soil can readily absorb by plants through, and its high concentration can accumulate in the plant's tissue without showing stress. In this way, cadmium may affect the human health through food chain. Sources of cadmium. Cadmium enters the environment from mining and metallurgical operations, electroplating industries, manufacturing vinyl plastics, electrical contacts, and many more. Other various anthropogenic activities are responsible for cadmium exposure to the soil and may affect environmental health. Microorganisms maintain the fertility of the soil. The toxic effects of heavy metals like cadmium on soil and activities of microorganisms can be studied under controlled laboratory conditions. Soil from sewage sludge containing number of higher metals and organic substances is used to study the interaction between cadmium and microorganisms. It may have a toxic effect on the microorganisms present in the soil, which play an important role in maintaining the soil fertility. Health hazards caused by cadmium. Acute cadmium toxicity may cause flu-like symptoms such as chills, fevers, and muscle aches, also known as the cadmium blues. These symptoms may resolve after a week, but only if there is no danger to the respiratory system. Severe exposure results in tracheobronchitis, pneumonitis, and pulmonary edema. Symptoms may be observed after some hours of exposure, which includes cough, headache, irritation in nose and throat, fever, chills, and chest pains. Cadmium exposure results in bone softening, causing osteomalacia as mineral density in bones decreases and they become weak. This results in joints and back pains and can also cause fractures. Now we'll see the details of mercury contamination. Mercury levels in soils have been reported ranging from 0.01 to 2 ppm. High values of mercury in soils have been reported near outfalls around industrial units. The mercury near outfalls of chloroalkali industries range from 9 to 110 mg per gram of soil or sediments. Toxicity caused by mercury. Mercury is highly toxic in nature. It can be introduced in the environment by several processes and can be found naturally. Even very low concentration of mercury causes potential hazards via food chains, although ingestion of elemental mercury will not cause any damage to the digestive system. But if other form of it, like its salt, HgCl2, is ingested, it will damage the gastrointestinal tract and results in kidney failure. Maximum source of mercury is in chloralkali industry. Mercury catalyst in the manufacture of vinyl chloride plastic and acetaldehyde. Electrical industries for the production of battery, lamps and circuit breaker. Pulp and paper industries, paints, fungicides, jewelry, pharmaceuticals and in research processes. Thermometer contain elemental mercury, therefore, if broken down, released mercury in zero state. Health hazards caused by mercury. Continuous inhalation of its vapors results in tremors, gingivitis. Elemental mercury is comparatively less toxic than methyl mercury that is found in high concentration near gold mine sites, as it is used to extract gold. If fish contaminated with methyl mercury is eaten by people and wildlife, it will affect the immune system. It also damages the genetic, enzymatic and nervous system of the body. Developing embryo, being very sensitive, mostly get affected by it. It is more dangerous because it is ingested readily and excreted slowly than any other form of mercury. Chromium. Optimum concentration of chromium. Waste arising from tanneries are reported to have chromium concentration ranging from 10 to 50 mg per liter. Textile mills waste are reported to contain chromium to the extent of 5 to 20 mg per liter. Major sources of chromium exposure are chromate steel, cement, leather goods, tanneries and textile mills and welding fumes. Toxicity caused by chromium. Chromium is toxic in higher concentration to both plants and animals. It is reported to cause perforations, bronchiogenic, carcinoma and others. Hexavalent chromium may be released from chromium metal by the corrosive action of sweat and penetrate the skin. Chromium in 6 state is subsequently reduced to chromium 3. Inhalation of corrosive chromium 6 compounds lead to the ulceration of nasal septum. Exposure to the chromate dust increases the chances of lung cancer, and oral administration of 50 ppm of chromate has been associated with growth depression, liver and kidney damage. Now we'll see what are the preventions and control. The pollution caused by heavy metal is a critical because it is extremely expensive and difficult to clean the soil contaminated by it. Traditional remediation of contaminated soil. The metals that contaminate the environment cannot be easily removed as they do not degrade like organic molecule. But microorganisms can be used to transform mercury and selenium. Traditional treatments are expensive when the concentration of contaminated soil is large. Treatment can be done in situ or ex situ, such as high temperature treatment to deabsorb the contaminants, addition of immobilizing or solidifying agents, soil washing processes, pumping of water and oxygen, excavation, pump and treat, management of contaminated soil. It is an effective method to prevent uptake of pollutants by plants by leaving them in soil. In this case, soil acts as a sink which results in breaking of soil plant animal or human cycle and exerts toxic effects. Management practices are not helpful in removal of heavy metal contaminants but will help in reducing the potential for adverse effects from the metals depending upon the kind of metal. The first is increasing the soil pH to 6.5 or higher. When the pH is low, cationic metals are more soluble. So, if the pH is high, they are less available to plants, thereby reducing its effect on humans through ingestion of contaminated plants. Also results the increasing the pH has negative effect on anionic element. Draining wet soils. It will improve soil aeration and oxidation of metals by decreasing their solubility. But chromium is present in its oxidized form, therefore, opposite is true for it. Active organic matter can be used for reducing the chromium availability. Applying phosphate. Applying of heavy phosphate reduces the availability of metal cation, but anionic metals such as arsenic is negatively affected by it. It also requires proper care as its high concentration can cause water pollution. Selection of plants for use on metal contaminated soil. The leaves of plants contains higher metal concentration than their fruits or seeds. Leafy vegetables like spinach have high risk of this contamination. Plants for environmental cleanup. It is observed that plants can help in cleaning up of contaminated soil. This process of removing soil pollutants, for example pesticides, heavy metals, solvents, polyaromatic hydrocarbons, crude oils and landfill leachates by plants is known as phytoremediation. In the recent study in Kuwait, it is seen that wildflowers helps in degradation of hydrocarbons from an oil spill. Pesticides emanation compounds such as TNT can be removed by hybrid poplars. Plants for treating metal contaminated soil. Plants can be used for removal of metal contaminants from soil and water. Phytoextraction is a process of growing plants in contaminated soil. Metal contaminants from these soils are then translocated by plant roots to the portion of plants above the ground. Metals can be recycled by harvesting and then incineration of grown plants. There are many crops growth cycles which decreases the contamination level of the soil. Ash obtained from plants incineration must be disposed of in a landfill, but its volume is much smaller than the volume of contaminated soil if dug out and removed for treatment. Hyperaccumulators are plants which absorb metal in higher concentration, therefore can be used as phytoextractors. Metals such as nickel, zinc and copper can be easily phytoextracted. More than 3% of the zinc is taken by several plants in the genus Thallspe pennycress. As the metal concentration is high, they can be used as ore. Rhizofiltration. Rhizofiltration is a process in which root adsorption of contaminants that are in solution surrounding the root zone takes place. Rhizofiltration is used to remove groundwater contamination. Plants in greenhouses are grown in water instead of soil. For this, plants are grown on contaminated groundwater and roots takes up this contaminated water. The plants are harvested along with roots if it gets saturated with the contaminant. In Chernobyl, Ukraine, radioactive contaminants are removed from the groundwater in the same way by making use of sunflower. Phytostabilization. Phytostabilization is used by non-harvested plants for stabilization of soil and water contaminants. Roots absorb the metal or they precipitate it within the rhizosphere. Metal-tolerant plants can be used if natural growth of vegetable is not taking place. This will decrease the risk of soil erosion. Phytostabilization basically reduces the velocity by which contaminants are growing into the groundwater or the air. Example of disposal. Plants for treating metal contaminated soil. Lead is considered to be the most toxic metal for soil. Naturally, the lead is not absorbed by plants. It requires a chelator such as EDTA, which makes the absorption of lead by the plants possible. Lead can be extracted by using Indian mustard. Phytotech has reported that in New Jersey, Indian mustard is used in order to reduce the lead contamination sites below the industrial standards. Plants can be used for removal of zinc, cadmium, lead, selenium and nickel from soils. The plants that are accumulated by metal in higher concentration will produce low biomass. Currently, the efforts made by genetic engineering at USDA in Beltsville results in development of pennycress known as Thalspi that is extremely zinc tolerant. These taller than normal plants would have more biomass, thereby taking up larger quantities of contaminating metals. Traditional cleanup and removal of contaminated material may cost $10 to $100 and $30 to $300 per cubic meter. In comparison to this, phytoremediation cost only $0.05 per meter cube. Now let us summarize. Soil is an essential component of our environment and its quality can be maintained by land management. Metals are the natural substances that are found in soil at low levels. Nevertheless, the metals emitted by the processes such as mining, manufacturing and the use of synthetic products result in contamination in urban and agricultural soil. They remain in the soil indefinitely as the metals don't degrade. The problem-causing metallic elements exist in soil such as positively or negatively charged species. Mercury, cadmium, lead, nickel, copper, zinc, chromium and manganese are the cations in soil. On the other hand, arsenic, molybdenum, selenium and boron are the anionic compounds present in the form of arsenate, molybdates, selenides and borates. Natural and anthropogenic, both the sources are responsible for environmental pollution which are hazardous to environment. Metal toxicity is the deadly effect of certain metals in definite forms and doses on life form. Some of the metals are very toxic as they form soluble compounds poisonous in nature. Generally, the lead is not absorbed by plants, but if soil contains high lead content, plants can take up some amount of it. It is estimated that some crops like corn, beans, squash, tomatoes, strawberries and apples are not readily contaminated by lead.